This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
Hello and welcome to episode 22 of Too Old to Game, the podcast on Most Valuable Podcast Network, where we talk about video games, stuff, and other stuff. It's a perfect description for what we do. I'm your fear-filled host, Dave Oster. I'm joined today by the original man-child himself, Ricky Widmer.
What's up, guys?
Mark Weber, another week out, but we miss him, we love him. He'll be back next week for sure. Today we have a great show for you. We're actually recording this while the Video Game Awards are going on.
Watching it while we're recording the podcast.
Here's the thing. Last episode, I'm sure you guys tuned in last time, we literally said that our opinion was the only opinion that mattered. You feel free to ignore the Video Game Awards because we already gave you the winners and losers, the real ones.
I want to know if really what happened, or our votes are what happened. It's like that should be the winner. Or if we've got a Florida situation, Dave, where they recounted and something weird happened and our votes didn't win. And the right winners are not being rewarded. I got to make sure the right winners get their trophies.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that. But today we have a great show for you. We'll be talking about Battlefield going live, obviously with no Battle Royale mode. It's a mistake. Maybe not. We'll see. And, of course, Epic Games launching their own platform, giving a little bit of love back to the developers. We're talking about that and so much more. Like, there's always a weekly mention of Fortnite. There's a weekly mention of World of Warcraft.
Fortnite, what was the big thing? Creative mode.
It's Season 7 and Creative mode.
The Creative mode's the big one, so it's becoming Minecraft.
Yeah, we're getting
Fortnite
there.
Minecraft.
Getting a little more creative. I love it. But let's get down to business.
To defeat the Huns, Dave. I like it.
Battlefield went live. As you all know, it was a known thing that Battlefield wasn't going to have their Battle Royale mode, but their Fire Strike system that's going to be a 16 player squads. I feel like I'm reading the article wrong, but it is, So it's 16 4-player squads. God, that's hard to read.
Yeah.
16 4-player squads, all making up their Battle Royale, and that will be coming out in 2019. And honestly, the early reception, not so hot. Are you surprised? Do you think this is do you think this was a calculated move?
What, to not have Battle Royale at launch?
Yep.
I hope it's not. And the thing I hope for is that it's something like I kind of want to relate it to Red Dead 2, where basically I hope it's where it's like, oh, we didn't have it to the expectation we want it to, so we're going to hold it from launch and then launch it when we finish up the kind of tune it and make it what it is, because that's another thing too, where it's like if it's on that side, then you're in a sticky situation of like, do we release something that's not to the level of expectation and the level of just what we expect from it? It's like if we did a podcast and it was kind of half-assed and it wasn't what we usually try to strive for, you would kind of be like, should I even put this out? Because it's not representative of what I know I can be. I'm hoping it's that, because if it was a calculated decision of, we're just not going to have it at launch, we're going to release it in 2019, I agree the same kind of mindset as like a Gary Whitta of like, somebody needs to get fired. Somebody on the Battlefield team or the team at EA that kind of oversees Battlefield. Right. Somebody needs to lose their job because they did not make the right decision, and because of their decision, the company is going to lose money. A lot of money.
It's been out for a month. They just did their first patch officially for Tides of War, and I don't know. It feels like a mistake. And it feels like maybe they gambled too much on people want to play Battlefield for what makes Battlefield different than games like Fortnite, games like Call of Duty, because they are different games and they're different player experiences. As much as we want to say Battlefield and Call of Duty are the same game, they're not.
No,
they play totally differently. So I don't know if laying down the firing line on that one's a bit rough in my perspective.
It's kind of a double-edged sword too, because you might be sitting there going, well, Ricky, this is just the day and age we live in. Look at Destiny, a game we love to effing complain about. Where it's like, hey, we're going to have this game. Oh, wait, by the way, it's not going to be complete until we're like 3 DLCs down the line. But you'll get that complete game. You'll just have to pay $40, $30 for each one, to where you're paying more than just $60 for our entire game. You could say it's just, we live in that day and age where we're not going to put out a complete game where, hey, you get this part we want, and then we're going to release little bits of parts here and there and kind of make you then at the end, oh, now I have my Battle Royale. But, like, I look at it, and you've got PUBG, Fortnite, Call of Duty, even H1Z1 has a Battle Royale now. More and more games are having this Battle Royale to where with you not having it, it's like saying, yeah, that thing that's really popular that's going to get us money, yeah, we don't need that.
No, they're going to get there. They're going to get there.
But how many people are going to buy the game then? Like in spring of 2019? Like this could have been their push of like, we are going to drop with a bang. Here you go. Battle Royale mode. Kind of just there, right on the table for you. And
I understand.
They like to me, huge missed opportunity. But
was
we'll
it
see
because
what the numbers are like.
The Battle Royale wasn't like part of the original game dev. Like Battle Royale exploded as this game was already hitting mid and late production. So like trying to jam in an entire game mode that is kind of a taxing game mode, to be fair, because of all the players on the map at once and, you know, the capabilities of the match. I almost want to have sympathy for these game devs. But at the same time, like, they had to hit their target because anywhere past November, and you're too late for the Christmas season, you got to be there before Black Friday, basically.
And that's why I go to that. Let me go back to that original idea of, like, if it was something like, okay, you planned out the game, and then it was like, okay, someone threw Battle Royale. My debate to that, or my kind of retort to that, would be, why wasn't Battle Royale like? Because
Battle Royale wasn't big at that point.
Battle Royale's been around for quite.
You know how long it takes to develop a game.
I'm not saying like, and that's the double edge of it. Like, if it's something where at the beginning where I said it's not to the expectation we want, then I'm going to give them a grain of salt. But like, there's a part of me that even if like this game was in development before the Battle Royale craze, once that Battle Royale craze really started to kind of get some steam, why was it not kind of, if it wasn't, because obviously I'm not in the room behind closed doors, there should have been, like when Fortnite was starting to pick up some steam, there should have been conversations behind closed doors. Let's not announce anything, but let's get a Battle Royale mode going. Not
about
hey,
this.
Let's wait for Fortnite to get really huge.
Fortnite came out July 25th, 2017. That is just over a year and a half ago. And it didn't get big until probably November, December. Like, it was very late. So within the last year, Fortnite really exploded. So what I'm saying is within that year is all the time they'd work with. Now, if I'm a game dev and Battlefield 4 came out in 2013, you tell me that they didn't have any work, any plans laid between October 29th, 2013 and Fortnite's release, or Fortnite's explosion of Battle Royale mode.
Give me the date for Fortnite again. That you
Fortnite
just said?
was July 25th, 2017.
Okay, so
and it hit like peak fandom.
Here's what I'm seeing from
Christmas.
About Battlefield 5. DICE unveiled first details surrounding Battlefield 5 on May 23rd, 2018, with more information to be unveiled during the EA Play press conference at E3 2018 in June. DICE has started that, it stated, unlike Battlefield 1, it does not plan to use paid downloadable content or loot boxes for non-cosmetic items within Battlefield 5. And I know it's not one of those things where it's like, hey, this is May 23rd. That's when we start about the game.
1,
But it's just, for me...
I went all the way back to Battlefield 4.
I look at it and I kind of feel like there should have been something to where, even if it's like, I know what you were saying, where it was like, oh, but there's so many people. Then it brings in the debate. I'll bring in another one, kind of make this a huge cacophony of just chaos here. Why not go simple? Just what I've heard every day through, all my teachers would have said it in college. Keep it simple, stupid. Why? Like, I get the whole thing of like, we got to make it big. It's got to be bigger than Fortnite. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it real to your game, and people will come. I know that sounds like you got to do something big, and you can add something in there, but is it then something of like, all right, you knew then, all right, this is how we need the Battle Royale mode. If I was the head of EA or just in the penguin suits, my answer to that person that would be like, well, we didn't develop it until this late. My thing for them is, why didn't you make it simple and then have plans to add on later? Even if it wasn't paid DLC, it was free DLC, like free updates to the game.
You said EA and free. I lost you there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's a part of the game and not really like free, but like, hey, this is like you get the PlayStation, like, hey, here's the upgrade to the application and stuff. Why didn't you plan to do it that way so that we could have this Battle Royale mode at launch? Because Battle Royale is the biggest game mode, biggest craze right
in the last
now.
year. You got to remember, if they were presenting on, what was that, May 23rd or something like that?
May 23rd is when they first unveiled. That would mean since the Fortnite, we'll use the Fortnite kind of barometer, that would have given them just under a year to have something in development.
But Fortnite wasn't huge on release. Fortnite wasn't the take over the world, like, fight everybody who comes close to them. And now there were Battle Royales. Like, that's the thing. You're saying that on release day of Fortnite, it's the biggest game. It wasn't.
Well, it's not what it is now, but Battle Royale, like, we had PUBG before Fortnite, and it was...
Yeah, PUBG was like a dirty bastard son of, like, video games.
The Battle Royale kind of
It's still an
game
open
mode,
alpha, basically.
Yeah, PUBG was one where I saw it, and I was like, this... I'll watch people play it, but
it's gritty. It was slow. It wasn't fun.
But the thing that maybe I look back to, and this is maybe because of my mindset, and this is this decision they made, and they showed it. What are you going to do? Are you going to be proactive or reactive? And this, to me, screamed reactive because, like you said, and you're right, Fortnite wasn't like, boom, instant success. But after, let's say, a month, 2 months, something should have been, like, it should have been, all right, how do we get a Battle Royale at launch day for this game? Because, like, I look at it and I go, Call of Duty was able to do it. And I know that you'll look at that, some people might say, well, that's the whole, like, well, Simpsons did it. But it's like, your biggest competitor beat you to the punch. Not only was your release date going to be after them, they beat you to the punch well before you in a Battle Royale mode.
According to Statista, the statistics portal, number of registered users for Fortnite worldwide from August 2017 to November 2018. August, 1 million. December, 30 million. January, 45 million. June, 125. So you really saw that in that Q1 is one that exploded. They tripled. They went from 45 million to 125 million. So,
and of course, you're going to get that where it's like, boom, and then very gradually, people are going to fall off.
Well, they jumped up to 200 million in November.
Yeah, true.
So it's still going up right now. We're still on that. We
haven't seen the down if the down is
because
coming
Fortnite
soon.
does a great job at continuing to develop content with their seasons.
Game. Yeah.
So I'm trying to cut these guys a breaks. I don't think that it was. I don't think that they necessarily had it in their game design to be a Battle Royale mode out the gates because Battle Royale wasn't something that was on the radar. And as far as innovating, no. Battlefield is a rubber stamp next game, the same way Call of Duty is. I'm sorry. Like those games, it's like 2K. It's the same as Madden. It's the same shit every year.
Then if you're going to have that mindset, then I'm going to throw and I'm not saying you should, that whole expectations thing I did, pushing it off the table then. It
is a EA cash grab.
Then
it's a
I go back
hit.
to it and say it should have been in there because if you're going to be like it's a stamp and this is what we're going to do and this is the game, then I would be like Battle Royale should have been in there in some capacity.
How?
Because it's going to get people into maybe some people who are into Battle Royale and Fortnite. Maybe as they grow up, they go, oh, they get older. Oh, I'm going to now get into Battlefield. Oh, it has a Battle Royale mode and such.
Battlefield has vehicles. That's what sort of makes it unique. The interaction with vehicles is something that I haven't seen done well.
Call of Duty did it.
No, but like done
there's
well.
New one. Yeah. I mean, from what I hear with the Call of Duty one, it's not, the vehicles aren't like, oh man, this is a huge negative to it.
That's the thing. Like in Battlefield, do you remember being able to like fly around in helicopters and fire at people?
Amazing during like
that's
multiplayer.
not what's going on in Call of Duty.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like the Battle Royale,
tanks.
they added like the Jeep, the boats and stuff for the land, sea, and
that's
air.
cute. You can move faster, but you make noise. I'm sure Battlefield's going to have like, here's an Apache helicopter. Go ahead and shoot at people with it in Battle Royale mode. Like, you don't know. And that's the thing is like Battlefield can do something awesome because that's what makes their game unique is they really have all of the utilities of actual warfare in the game.
And this is the thing, and I know what you're trying to get to, like, oh, what if it's like big and it's epic from the start? Because Battlefield is not a game like Fortnite. Because like you said, Fortnite is kind of like in the Overwatch mold.
It evolves.
It evolves over time. Battlefield has never been that game of like, yeah, we're going to come out with this, and it's going to ever evolve. It's like, yeah, they might make some changes to the, like, kind of like how Call of Duty did the seasons with World War II.
Yeah.
But it's never been a game of, like, it's continuing on. So, for me, I would look at that knowing what my game is and know, all right, by the time we get to the Battle Royale release, how much of that initial push that we got on launch day is going to already be fallen off, and will Battle Royale be enough to pull them back in?
I think it will. I think there's always an interest for Battle Royale modes because people maybe building doesn't necessarily hit that niche for some people, and that's I think a lot of people from PUBG were like, yeah, that's the people clinging on to PUBG. I feel like they've moved on to Call of Duty, and I think that the Call of Duty people, when they see Battlefield stuff go live, are really like, oh, they got those kind of vehicles and the space that's available in that map and the crystal clear. Oh, look, I love Battlefield, but like, I think that it is going to pull them in because it separates them out time-wise from the pack. Right now is the question of like, are they hurting so bad from that release that you think that, you know, backhand needs to happen, or the baseball bat Al Pacino style, as you so nicely showed me before this show.
Yeah, and that was taken from, I was watching Kind of Funny Games Daily, and Gary Whitta said that, but I'm kind of aligned. Like, I'm not fully behind the Gary Whitta model, but I'm kind of in that, like, I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I can get behind it in a sense, because the whole thing I look at too is, so you release the game during Q4, where, let's be honest, it's the weakest quarter of the year. Like, not many big games release this late into the year. Like, usually it's like the October, but I'm talking like late November into December. Nobody wants to release during A, award season, B, during the Black Friday deals, and the, like,
I think that's like the best time to release is like
Super Smash is gonna
tonight.
Like, they're doing it today, as you guys will be seeing this, but it's like, as we've talked about Nintendo, Nintendo's got a mindset of like, fuck it, we'll do whatever we want.
I mean, it's the holiday season. When do you think parents are going to buy their kids video games? All those little brats out there.
But that's another thing of like, for Nintendo, that right in their alley. Super Smash, relatable to kids. I don't know how many young kids their parents are, and I'm not high school and up,
12
maybe. But like,
and down,
how many parents in junior high and grade school are saying, hey, I'm going to get my kid Battlefield 5? Like, that's why that's another thing, too, of like, that debate is more for like a Nintendo and why they can do that, because they are family. Like, they're a family.
You still got to get kids gifts.
I know, but it's like,
you're not going to buy them video games? As someone who got video games every year growing up, I'm pretty sure that your mom and dad bought you video games.
But not every parent is like mine. Mine didn't give a shit. There are parents, though, out there that look at a game like Battlefield and go, this is a little bit too much for my kid, especially if they're like under high school.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, we're still under the attack of video games are ruining the youth, Dave.
Nah, I think
we're ruining the youth.
I think that's long gone. When we have 4-year-olds playing Fortnite, like, violence is no longer.
But Fortnite is
cartoony.
Way more cartoony.
It's cartoony, but it's still violence, and violence is violence at the end of the day.
But
so I don't think parents have a problem with Battlefield.
But when you look at it, though, even look at like, and I'm going to bring in the FCC and everything with television.
Yeah.
If I had a live action television show and I had somebody pull a gun on the guy and blow his brains off,
Yep.
there'd be so many regulations. Oh, what I can and can't show.
Yep.
If it's a cartoon, could get away with that. Like, there's more you can get away with because they're cartoon and not the
I understand.
whole
I'm just saying
live
that at the end of the
action,
day,
like
violence is
Battlefield.
violence, and people can quantify it however they want to, or try to wrap their mind around it in different ways to see from different perspectives. But like at the end of the day, it's people shooting other people with weapons.
Yeah, but I'm telling you how the culture sees it. Of like,
I don't know if you think
that's
for the whole culture is my
let's be-
problem.
like-
You got a point of view.
parents are gonna look. Parents look at it and go, "This is cartoony," and don't think of it as real people because they look cartoony. They don't look like the real spitting images you're getting in Call of Duty and Battlefield, where in those games they want to look as real. And how we're getting to like even in LA Noire was one of the first games I remember that I played did it where they started to do it where it's like, hey, we're gonna have this actor with the motion cap on, and whoever that voice actor is going to be the model for who that character looks like in the game.
Right. I don't know. I think the late Q3, early Q4 releases are perfectly fine because I think it lines up with when everyone's got money to spend, and they're trying to spend it on loved ones and family. So I think that one, I don't have a qualm with that.
I like quarter one better than quarter four because the quarter one, you get all those people that got the holiday money, where the people like, I didn't know what to get you. Here's some money. Get what you want. Release in January, and then you can get the hype and get those people to buy the game.
Blah. I don't know. I just we're not seeing eye to eye tonight, Ricky. So
I like segments though where we don't see eye to eye because it adds a little bit of excitement to a podcast.
You're anti-developer. You're anti-Battlefield.
I'm not anti-developer. I'm just and I don't know the exact situations, but if
They're trying to say these people should have predicted that this one game type would blow up overnight, and they should have built that in the game before it launched.
I'm just saying.
Or do you think it's better they got the game out now and didn't launch in February or April?
Like I said at the beginning, if it was something of like an expectations thing, I can give a little bit of leeway to that, where it's like, hey, we're working on it. It's just not up to the expectations. Because I hate when games release something that's half-assed, and it's like, oh, this is crap to start, and then it gets better.
Right.
It goes to the same debate too of like, there are some people out there that are like, you should never buy a game on release because you're just a guinea pig.
Yeah.
You're a guinea pig for that game until they kind of work it out, and you should wait to see how it goes and then buy it later on. But there's a lot of people out there that want to get that game right away, and I just have a hard time wrapping my head around how they could not in time get a Battlefield mode ready for launch.
On the nice side, they are at least there's no season passes. It's all free content. Everything that they are making is free.
EA not trying to.
Well, no, because again, cosmetic is what's the deal. So basically, it's you can buy stuff to look better, make your guns look cooler. But like, I mean, that's to be expected.
But we're not going to get a Battlefront situation.
You're getting the whole game. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So kudos to them on that. We'll see. I don't think it's the most damning thing in the world, but I think it's better they got it out now rather than waited for all the components of the game. Didn't wait until January for co-op mode. Didn't wait for whenever till this Firestorm mode. I want to call it Firestorm mode.
That's what the the Battle Royale mode's officially called.
Yeah.
Firestorm.
So we'll keep a close eye on Battlefield until then.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when it releases in spring of 2019.
But let's mosey on over to the Epic Games Corner.
Nice word there. Pulling that out from the old dictionary there.
The Red Dead Redemption 2 dictionary.
Dave's playing a lot of Red Dead, so it's kind of going on. You didn't say it with that cowboy. That's a good girl.
I don't got that Western.
For the horse, is it good girl or good boy? Because I have not played yet. I have to finish God of War first.
I'm impressed that you don't recall because literally, like when the game came out, it was nothing but people watching horse balls, like grow and shrink with the weather. Like that was an active subreddit that was just huge. That exploded, right? Where's the growing and shrinking horse balls?
I know that.
Why is that not in games?
I just can't remember that if the horse is a boy or a girl.
It depends on the horse.
Okay.
Obviously, there's boy horses and girl horses.
Would then make
when a
sense
daddy horse loves a mommy horse.
Which balls make
50-50
balls
shot.
make boys. That's a good boy.
So yeah, that was weird.
I just couldn't remember what Mark said last week because Mark leans into it hardcore.
He does. Mark's good on that shit. But we are talking Epic Games and their own, basically Steam store rival. Mm-hmm. And the big kicker on this, because it's been tried before by other companies, people want to break off, do their own thing. Mm-hmm. But the big twist that they're coming out and saying is, well, Steam has traditionally, or Valve has traditionally taken about 30% of revenue garnered from games and everything around them. Mm-hmm. You know, Epic, I think, is aiming at about 12 to 18. I don't remember the exact percentage. 12, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
more promising, however, is that Epic says it'll only take 12% from all game revenues.
So it seems like there could be a huge opportunity here for smaller game developers, or just game developers in general, to move on over to a new platform, as long as Epic Games can maintain the platform and provide some level of consistency. Because let's be honest, Steam is one of the biggest, baddest old boys in the game. Like, they are the OGs of having a platform for game devs to post games and for people to download and play games from there. So credit due, like, Valve has done a phenomenal job with this. And like, when the Steam store went live, I hated that. I remember, it was great because I actually remember.
Hey, you got a sale on this game.
I remember when this shit went live. When they flipped over from the old like Valve system to Steam store, I was pissed. It was back in the olden days. I was playing like some Counter-Strike on my brother's computer because I didn't have one.
Was that also the Half-Life 2 days?
Yeah. So like, that was quite a bit back. And then when they went live, I was like, oh, this is garbage, terrible store. But they constantly improve it. It's gotten better and better. And those Steam sales, those seasonal Steam sales. Ooh.
And you also get the emails about the Russians trying to get my Steam password.
Oh my God, they are relentless. It's Russia and China now. We've continued to grow.
Putin and Z, man, they want my that's world domination is my Steam password. Like,
seriously,
you get into my Steam account, Putin and Z can rule the world. I don't even remember what's
on there. Like, I don't know what.
Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Okay.
Marvel Heroes.
Okay. Well, no one can play that anymore, right?
Yeah, you can't play that. So it was Marvel Heroes, Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Day of Defeat, bless you.
Thank you.
Maybe that's it. They want the Day of Defeat simulator, and that's how they think they're going to get world domination. Is by practicing
Day of Defeat was
Day
dope.
of Defeat.
By the way, I love that game. Sniping with the Springfield.
And I was my name, and that was Who Was Your Daddy?
Really? I don't even remember that.
Because I'd be the sniper, and it would. If I got the sniper from
who
you,
was your daddy? Yeah.
Who Was Your Daddy sniped you?
Yeah. That's good.
And what does he do?
And who is your daddy and what does he do? Yeah, that lines up.
That was our biggest complaint, is that I couldn't get the whole thing.
Yep.
It was just who's your daddy.
Character caps. But, back to things that were actually newsy.
Yeah.
Nostalgia trips are fun, though. Do you think that this is the start of something new, or do you think this is going to be just kind of we're going to launch this one out there and see if we can pull anything interesting? Because, again, like I said, they're not the first one to do this. Multiple other companies have tried to do stores, even like the Microsoft store for video games.
But they're the ones that can take on Valve.
Really?
They are.
They've got one property to their name.
And no, but the thing I like about it is, so with Steam, if you're a big time developer, you're not gonna. This is not gonna phase you. You're still gonna like how. In my understanding is how the Valve store. If you sell a certain amount of like units or a certain amount of dollars, you'll be fine. So if you're a big developer, you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
But if you're a small independent developer, that like being on the Valve store hurts you immensely. Whereas being on the Epic store, hey, we only take 12%. You get 88%. It's a much more friendlier split.
Yeah.
For those lower developers. And let's look at computer gaming, which first off, I've never had to deal with this multiple store thing because me being the console guy, go on PlayStation Network. All right, there it is.
You got no options.
I got one store. I just know it's there and I download it.
You got no options. You need an open market, Ricky.
I'm fine with just having the one PlayStation market for my PlayStation needs. Let's be honest, I'm not a big digital game guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, but
Not
like
yet. Working on that.
I like this with the whole, like I said, the little independent gamers, the independent ones. They're going to be, let's give some more love to them, because most computer games out there, let's be honest, are not like your AAAs. Consoles are where AAAs thrive. Computers are where the independent scene can thrive a little bit more. And this is going to help them get some money in their pockets so that we don't see situations where it's like, hey, we came out with this game and, man, I'm working paycheck to paycheck to try to, like, I'm at this job, then I come home, I work till 2 to make this game because I love it, and now I can't make games anymore because I'm just not making enough money from it. Where not everyone can be, hey, let's make this little game called Fortnite. Hey, let's make this little game called Rocket League. And now we never have to worry about anything again because our games are bigger than life.
No, that's fair. That is the dream. That is definitely the dream.
Because not everyone is Fortnite. There's a lot of developers at the lower end that's like, all right, I made that next game, and they're going to work game to game.
99,000 developers like that. Like this is I'm probably a million. I'll just go with Fortnite's a 1 in a million kind of game. You know, it's not often where a game kind of grabs lightning by the horns like this. In the past, like they kicked off an entire genre of gameplay, very similar to what League of Legends did for MOBAs. Well, actually, I guess Defense of the Ancients, so Dota did for it, but like that's where the thing is. The first one, it's funny actually I mentioned that because Dota was really the first of the MOBA generation, and yet now when I think of MOBAs, I think of League of Legends. Because of what they've done in the market share and like how they've developed the game. They've taken
the torch.
Well, they built a community around competitive gaming. Fortnite trying to do that already before these other games get in on it. So that's interesting that like not only do you have to be the first in, being the first in is not good enough anymore. You have to be on top of it. Yeah, that's a. Well, I've got a brainchild going down the wrong
just
route.
To add to that brainchild for later, I'm going to add another block onto it.
Sure.
League of Legends kind of takes what Dota was doing. Now we see Overwatch and Blizzard trying to do from the esports part of it what League of Legends is. Because like we were watching the Game Awards, how League of Legends was like the top of esports, and now tonight, like the esports, one of the esports awards was Overwatch. It was like, really? Not League of Legends? Overwatch?
Yeah. I mean, League is still one of the biggest, but Counter-Strike Go is the biggest, let's be honest. Like CSGO.
Well, it's the original.
Now free to play, by the way. Breaking news. That's dope of them to do. They're going to pull in a whole new base of users who are all getting into shooters because of Fortnite. They're smart. They're like, kids getting into Fortnite. And they're like, Fortnite's too cartoony.
They start with Fortnite. They get into high school. They graduate to CSGO.
They need more Sika Blats in their life. Like they just need that Russian gamers
and with
against
CS:GO being on TBS, just like Overwatch and stuff, you get that exposure.
It's constantly evolving. So,
by the way, I think we got an Anthem trailer here in the Game Awards. I got it on my.
I signed up for the beta, by the way, and it's this weekend. I get access. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Literally tomorrow or not tomorrow. Saturday.
When
and Sunday.
you said PC only, I'm like,
it's like, guys, you can still get in.
I'm like, guys, I'm learning how to play Overwatch on the PC, one game at a time, please.
But it's Anthem.
One game at a time.
I'll probably bring you a review of it. I think there's an NDA attached to that early alpha.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that one. Maybe not.
You can. I don't know.
I'll double check. Okay. I'll read into it.
Because they're even weary about,
I signed away a lot of things.
It's also weary,
my
too,
firstborn
about,
child, my house,
well, it's
my
like,
car.
With the NDAs, it's like, you can't even talk about it.
Right. Yeah, so I have to double check on the officials.
And if we want, like, free game codes in the future and for
these
developers to love us, we want to make them happy.
You're trying to fire developers. I'm trying to defend their asses.
No, I'm just saying.
You're being the bad guy. We're playing bad cop, good cop over here. Look, buddy, I'll take care of you. I'll make sure you're treated right around here.
It's only EA, right?
They make some pretty good games.
I know.
As much hate as they get, they do make some
I buy
games.
Madden every year.
Okay. Let's rein this back in.
Back to the store.
So this store has the potential for a lot of smaller game developers to get a better market share of their sales. And my concern is this just going to cause more people to go ahead and do stores? Like Discord is one that in this article from The Verge I'm reading, it's like, oh, well, they're doing their thing now, and another company's doing their thing now, and another company. like Blizzard's got their launcher now.
Yeah.
Where they are hosting Call of Duty in there. They've got Destiny in there. They've got their Blizzard suite of games. So the question is like, are we going to hit a point where there's no reason to stick with just one because maybe it's or do you think the exclusivity is going to matter? Like if you're on Steam, can you not be on Epic Games Launcher? If you're on Steam, can you not be on Blizzard Launcher? Like Blizzard's obviously very selective right now because they've got such a fucking like grasp on their properties.
See, but that's the thing. Like Blizzard is its own thing. Like I'm not going to buy World of Warcraft anywhere except for Blizzard.
Yeah, because there's not an option.
I mean, the whole Call of Duty and Destiny thing's a little bit different, but like the question that I would have to ask, and this is because I'm a console guy, if I buy it from Epic, I can still play with someone who bought it from Steam.
Unless you're on Microsoft Store. Because they have their... Well, it depends on the game, but like I remember this from Sea of Thieves.
Then I would think that would be a negative for that store because I would want to buy it from somewhere to where I can play it
with everybody.
I wouldn't want it to be like I can just play it with the people that bought it from Epic. Like that's where it would destroy this whole store thing. But other than that,
no, it's not.
I don't mind having a ton of stores out there because it then creates that. For me, I'm going to say this. I like it only if the little guy wins. I'm fighting for the little guy.
You're rooting for the little guy?
If it's just going to be a bunch of what Valve is doing, then maybe not. But I think...
Valve's not doing anything wrong.
They're not. But
they're just
the
best in the place right now.
But I also look at it where I think because Epic Games doing it and kind of doing that, hey, we're just going to take the 12%, more people are going to see like influencers talk highly on that. Crash Team Racing, by the way. I knew this was coming, and I'm excited for it. Watching the Game Awards. They're coming it back.
Focus.
I know.
Focus. I turned it off. I'm a professional on this side of the table.
They had a guy in a crash suit, and I was like, huh? And then they pulled out the trophy. It's coming back. But
amateurs.
The thing that with the store is, I think with more people talking favorably about the Epic Games side, the other newbies that are going to come into it, they're going to model that because they want the good press coming out of it. They don't want to come in and get negative hate right off the bat.
Makes sense. It makes sense. I don't know. I keep going back to the point of like...
Yet again, I don't have to deal with that. It's all on one store for me.
Yeah.
PlayStation, you got me covered, PlayStation. I don't have to worry about price hikes and this and that. It's just all in one spot for me.
I mean, price hike's not really the problem. It's just, where am I going to get the best quality of support from? Should something go wrong? And
how many of these, like, what kind of sales are they going to have? Is everything going to be, like, if Steam has a sale, is that going to force Epic to have a sale? Is that going to force Discord to have a sale? And therefore.
Yeah, no. I mean, but
Steam
you got
has
the Humble Bundle, which is dope, and that's kind of on its own. You got the Steam sales, which are like they've got their weekly sales, their daily sales, and then you got the seasonal ones. Oh my god, seasonal ones. Yeah, those are wallet emptiers for games. I've literally got. I think my count was somewhere in the 80s for my games, and I've played 15 of them. I own 80 games. I played 15 of them
on the Steam store.
Thanks, Steam.
On Valve store.
Yep. Thanks, Steam.
Yeah.
You're just doing your part, but they were on sale, man. Just in case I want to play it, I had no. I own the entire like Arkham Asylum, like every Arkham game. I own it.
You should play those. Those are good.
And that's what it says. I just haven't gotten around to it. And I don't know if the computer ports are good, but it was just like, give it a shot.
Apparently, by the way, with that, I'm gonna kind of slide this in.
Sure.
The Montreal studio, I think it's EA Montreal, I think.
Yeah.
They did the Arkham Origins video game.
Sure.
They released an image on, I think it was Twitter or something, where they may or may not be developing a Batman Court of Owls game. So we may be getting another Arkham-style game with Batman and the Court of Owls.
Why not innovate? Why not want to do something different with your gameplay? Instead of making the same game, different story.
I don't know. Maybe they are innovating. I just am excited for maybe another Batman game because Rocksteady won't tell me about that Superman game.
That's because no one wants to play Superman. Because the last tasting memory of Superman in my brain is the worst game that ever existed.
Woo, flying through rings. I just want to know what it is.
Out to be.
Also, by the way,
yep.
You want to take a wild guess that Content Creator of the Year is going to be Ninja?
Really? I had no idea that Ninja would be.
Because if it's not, then people are gonna riot. But yeah, I mean, that's another thing where I'm like, cool, could be getting our Batman game soon. You
Yeah.
said that, and I was like, I got to throw this in
We'll have
there.
to see because I haven't actually seen the announcement from Tim Sweeney yet because he's actually announcing something about the store on the Gaming Award night going on right now.
Ninja one, by the way.
Yeah, wow.
It's official.
So shocked.
He's got the hair isn't as blue. It's more of like a greeny teal today, like a faded greeny teal.
Yeah, it's been a bit since he did a fresh coat. But that's all we've got today for you.
Would you ever dye your hair blue?
Why not? It's just hair.
Okay.
I don't really think I've no.
Or is there a color that you would be like, if you were like, I'm going to dye my hair an exotic color, what would it be? Because mine would be bright red, because that's my favorite color.
You go bright red?
Like fire engine
straight
red.
out of K-pop.
Uh-huh. Like fire engine red.
Beard?
Or orange.
Just
No,
hair.
I'd keep the beard brown.
Just
So
the top.
sideburn and beard would be, maybe sideburns would be, or maybe to like here would be,
You get the
sorry,
burns,
audio
you get the
listeners, down to like the
sideburns.
bottom ear would be red. No, sideburns would be brown, only the top of the hair.
Top red.
But I feel like I don't have the hairstyle, like Ninja's hairstyle. He's got that like Goku, like Saiyan hair going on, and I just don't have that hairstyle.
His is like pushed and it's just messy, right? It's just messy
Yeah,
up.
like he's got the flop over, like the flop here, and then the spiky like upness and everything.
Yeah.
My hair, when it gets long, it just gets freaking curly.
Yeah, same here.
Like it just looks like someone took a mop and just put it on my head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure he styles it. I'm sure there's some product going on.
And I am not one of those guys, Dave. I am low maintenance when it comes to getting ready in the morning and everything.
Well, that's why I gotta suffer and look like a normie like the rest of us. We can't all have ninja hairstyles and colors.
We can't.
But,
plus, I'm losing it, which is not a real.
That's a rough
good
one.
thing.
Yeah, that's going.
Eventually, it's just gonna be.
Just pull LeBron. Just get a thick headband. Like I'm talking eyebrow to fucking hairline.
Or eyebrow to like right here, so it's just the whole forehead is
thick
covered.
headbands.
Maybe I can do that.
But
Maybe I can do that.
If you're listening this long, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to support us, and I mean, after a rousing conversation like that, I don't know how anyone could not want to support us.
For the three of you still listening.
Absolutely. You can check us out on Facebook. No, I say Facebook. Why did I go with Facebook?
Because it's on your mind. You're looking at my face. On YouTube.
On the YouTubes, on the Twitters, on the Patreon, and really the biggest one is
podcast
iTunes.
services around the world.
Yeah, those two. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch you next time.